Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. But it's a lot of complaints happening from black women to be some happy women. Thank you, Philip. Said ask them to Google real stats. Women are more unhappy despite 40 years of feminism. Exactly. We don't like doing it. I think I have an article. I want to say I have an older article. This article was posted in 2016. This is in the New York Post. And I'm going to read a little bit to you guys. So women are doing it themselves. So why are we unhappy? In Lean In, Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg told women if they wanted to achieve success in their career, they had to do one key thing: pick the right man. I truly believe that the single most important career decision that a woman makes is whether she will have a life partner and who that partner is. This wasn't some masterful stroke of genius. This is old. Yet it was refreshing to hear it from a highly respected executive, a non-conservative who had the courage to tell the truth to women. You can't achieve the holy grail of feminism, which is having it all, if you do it alone. This was just in 2016. See how they changed their tune? See how they change it? See, that article wasn't directed at black women. That article was directed at Becky. See, they direct Color Purple at you and Harlem at you, talking about you the Muso tribe, the Muso, however you say it. Masuo. You're the Masuo tribe. And they have walking marriages and they're matrilineal and they're whatever, and not even facts. Not even facts. Falsehoods. The Masuo is a real tribe. It's small. And the stuff that they were saying about it on Harlem was very exaggerated. But I'm going to actually finish reading a little bit more of that article. The media, conveniently but not unsurprisingly, ignored this portion of Sandberg's book because it doesn't mesh with the tenets of modern feminism, that women don't need men. The rise of feminism pushed for rightful equality with men, but it has largely been done at the expense of the men. Betty Friedan, author of The Feminist Mystique, and Gloria Steinem represented the wing of the women's movement that sought to tear down patriarchy and view men as impediments, not complements to a woman's achievement. The other camp was led by author of Sex and the Single Girl and iconic Cosmopolitan editor Helen Gurley Brown, who, rather than espouse an antagonistic tone towards men, encouraged women to stay single and use their sexuality to navigate a man's world rather than try to go to war with it. Simply put, when it came to men, we are told to screw them, or quite literally screw them. These opinions trickled down incessantly in books, television programs, magazine articles, movies, and seemingly brainwash an entire generation. That was the culture. They changed the biology and put it in the culture. The young women who were the first to really reap the fruits of feminism and have it better than our mothers. Maureen Dowd's book had us asking, are men necessary? Jennifer Aniston bemused publicly that women no longer need a man to have a baby, which, while I suppose is technically true, is one of the most idiotic and unrealistic messages to send girls in the hopes a better, less stressful life. So they're telling their women this is stupid. This propaganda campaign caused women to insist that we can open our own doors, pay our own bills. It caused millions of women everywhere, myself included, to not just believe it, but make it a goal. And I did. It also caused me to resist collaborative and collegial existence with the opposite sex, which has only tied us up in knots. For years, I fought the assistance of men in my personal life as I ascended my career. Rather than accept the help that they offered, I sought to prove I could do it all by myself. And I wasn't alone. My girlfriends and I were grinding ourselves into the ground, believing that employing a man's help was some sort of concession of failure. I had something to prove. If I did it myself, then I would win. But that mentality is what points to the power struggle that was wrongly pushed by feminists. One that was never about being equal, but about being better. That type of thinking turns relationships into power struggles, destroying intimacy and ultimately respect, making it largely impossible to harmoniously coexist. And we bought it hook, line, and sinker. We still buy it. We pushed it to that 8-year-old girl in 3rd grade talking about she don't need no man. She don't even know what that even is. Thank you, Jamil. Hey, thank you, sis, that just stopping through. Thank you, Miss Danica. I really appreciate it, beloved. I'm going to have to make some time to come catch yours because it's all your lives is happening. And I don't know where I be in a fog somewhere. But I'm going to have to come through and show some love. But we bought that. We, black women, we bought that crap. Hook, line, and sinker. Talking about we going to be happy. We don't need no men. We don't need them to do nothing. Becky's saying she wrote a book telling other Beckys, this is dumb, y'all. We know that, right? We know. We just telling them that. We just telling other women that. We don't supposed to actually do it. It ruins us. Okay? Okay? By and large, they don't really subscribe. They subscribe to some parts of it because they are still women and they are still chaotic. But large, when things go down, you know where they are not gonna keep that same energy. Talking about they don't need no man. They are not gonna keep that same energy. If this grid go down like I'm praying it don't, them women is headed for cover under their men. They gonna get real docile real quick. This grid thing go down, I guarantee you there'll be no need for the white manosphere. Cause she gonna get real submissive. When are black women gonna stop being crash dummies? When you gonna stop being crash dummies? Because that's all they got you in there as crash dummies. This stuff go down, we get to go into war with Russia and all that kind of stuff. Listen, the vast majority of them white women is getting in order. Because they've always gotten in order when they needed to. They take advantage here and there when they can. But if things go down and they start needing their men, they running for cover under their men. And guess what they men gonna do? Cover them. They men gonna cover them. But black women still think that they are able to keep that same energy if stuff go down. And you're not. They have been fighting that bill to draft women into war. They have fought that tooth and nail. Women don't want no conscriptions. They don't want no conscription. They don't want to be told, okay, you enrolled 2 years ago, you gotta go. We fighting now. We sending troops. You gotta go. You want to be a troop, didn't you? Oh, okay. You wanted basic training and okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need you. You got 2 tours you gotta do. Kiss your family goodbye. Sign your will. Make sure you got your business in order. Cause you headed over there. Hope you don't come back in a pine box. But if you do, we'll, play taps or whatever, and we'll fold that flag up and give it to your mama. Thank you, I'm Twan. Said black women vastly overvalue themselves. They are blinded by the additional programs and benefits from the government. They honestly believe they can survive without black men. Yeah. They done bought that crap.